the recognized symbol of excellence in collecting podcasts.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Mighty Champions Action Figure Radio. This is a show where we talk action figures, toys, collectibles, and all that sort of thing. So if that's what you're into, sit back, relax, because we're about to unbox 1 or 2 hours of top shelf, front row toy talk. My name is Slam Duncan John Sargent.
Beautiful. And my name is Arctic Blast Christian McGann, the Toy Biz disciple, the 250-pound prodigy, as they say.
You guys can subscribe to the show wherever you're hearing the sound of our voice. While you're there, it would be awesome if you left us a review. We're trying to take this thing intergalactic, and we need your help. Reviews is the only way to grow the show, so hit the subscribe button, review the show. That's how you support us. We would really appreciate it. You can also follow us on Instagram. We're at Mighty Champions. That's where you're going to see our collections. That's where you're going to see just the content. And you can also share with us your purchases, your collections, ask us the questions, interact. We are a community. We're not just some podcast you listen to once a week every Monday for an hour or two, have the time of your life, and then move on. We want to talk to you throughout the week. So hit us up at Mighty Champions. Today, on deck, we are going to talk about good movies with bad figures. We're also going to give you the news that's fit to print this week. There's a lot of it. It's the week before San Diego Comic-Con, which, buckle up, folks. Next episode is going to be probably 11 hours long. And then we are going to talk about bad movies with good figures. So we're going to cover
I'm worried about that.
I'm sure you are.
I believe that there will be dukes being thrown.
That is what is on deck for today. So let's catch up, Christian. I've missed you. How have you been?
Man, I've been good. Speaking of intergalactic, I have no idea why I said that. I'm just going to try to come up with some quip about
sounded cool.
Traveling. Yeah, man, it's been a pretty solid week. I feel like I am bringing the vision to life in the toy room in particular. I did make an eBay purchase, which I did tell you about. Got sent an offer for a X-Men Toy Biz, the Toy Biz X-Men Classics Wolverine, where he's got the leather jacket on without the shirt underneath, which is kind of a weird thing to buy. Like, it's like...
I think it's sick.
It is sick, but it's just like, check out this hunk.
It's the Grant Morrison.
I know it is, but I don't know why it's weird to be like, this dude's cool because he doesn't have a shirt on under this leather jacket.
I don't know, man. I just look back over my life and the things that I'm interested in, and they always
have a leather jacket.
It's always jacked dudes. So I don't know. At some point, you're just going to have to develop a security in who you are.
You're like, it's even, it's crazy too, because there's like a bar that has like a bunch of dudes that are all wearing leather. And I was going out there and I was hanging out, I was having a blast.
I don't know. At some point, you just reach an age where you watch Tom Cruise play volleyball with the boys, and you go, "Hey, wait a minute." And then
I haven't got there yet, but I support your journey.
It's gonna come sooner or later.
But so yeah, I got that order, and that should be getting here on Monday, which I'm pretty fired up about. Got my Godzilla shrine. If you want to take a look at it, you can check my Instagram, which is the X, Life Coach X, and that's looking pretty good. I'm fired up on that. And then, yeah, man, it's been pretty, honestly, just like a solid week of work. I think I am, I've always been trying to become this master of action. Anything you want to be successful in, the chances of it are, really you just have to do it. You just have to commit to it. You have to wake up and say, I'm going to do this thing, right? So I think this week has been a lot of that, where it's just avoiding certain things where it's darn, I got to clean my house, but I'd rather go hit baseballs instead. Mm-hmm. And then just being just clean it anyway, and then you'll feel better. And then you go hit. Momentum
creates momentum.
Yeah. So just this week was very much a momentous week in the form of baseball, in the form of just rearranging my toy room to get it to be where I want it. Cause I also write, and I realized yesterday, where I had the whole day just to focus on like that. And I'm like, okay, I want to sit down and do some writing. And then I'm like, I can't do it if I had like clutter everywhere. I had like some boxes of toys that I needed to like throw away, or like whatever, the leftovers of opening some stuff. And so being able to rearrange all of that and actually like
Wait,
clean
you
it up.
threw away toys?
No, I didn't. I had like the episode 3,
Like the boxes.
The boxes.
Okay.
Because I like, if you look at my Instagram, I made a couple posts here and there maybe about where I like to reuse the card art.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just as like, man, like opening it is hard to do. Throwing it away is worse because you're like, this is so beautiful.
Yeah, I threw away the box for Maximum Hulk today.
Yeah, so
And it's like, dude, I love the Maximum packaging.
Dude,
a lot. We'll get to it. A lot more than the figure.
But that's what makes it so awesome, is that it's like, okay, if I can cut this logo out, it's like arts and crafts time.
Yeah.
And then it just like you immortalize it. And so being able to do a bunch of that has been awesome. So the toy room's looking good. The hardest part, which I think you're pretty good about, is the like design component, where it's like, how does this make? Because I just want to stick something on the wall, and then I'm realizing it's like super crooked, or
I turn into Frank Lloyd Wright when I start doing like displays and designs and stuff.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough because I'm like, how do I battle the laziness component of just wanting to pin it, but then also just like, I want it to be visually striking, because at the end of the day, this room is something that you are going to show off. Mm-hmm. So that's where I've been at, but I feel like I'm in a good spot right now. I need to pick up some more lighting and stuff, and it's becoming amazing. But anyway, man, how about you? What you been up to?
Pretty similar to last week in the sense that I'm still just at home while Danielle is traveling the earth. She's in Morocco right now. I think she comes back tomorrow, actually, which is amazing. So yeah, I've been just in the toy room, right? Just thinking about the displays.
Show me these lights real quick.
I'll show you when we're not recording an audio podcast.
I just want to.
I changed up the lighting in my toy room.
Yes.
So the only lighting in here is a light fixture overhead that's just the fan. It's just like a old school 10,000 watt bulb lights on a ceiling fan.
Yeah.
And they were these old school bulbs that give off yellow light, super, super bright. And I was like, you know what? I think there are like red, green, blue lights that you can control either through like an app or, Alexa or whatever. So I got them on Amazon, replaced them. It's awesome because when I'm not doing anything toy related, I can control them on a dimmer and a color spectrum I can change. So now they're kind of white and a lot less bright.
Yeah.
So like, as we're just sitting here right now, for me, it's just way more comfortable to not have this super, super bright light shining down. That was like honestly giving me headaches, and I didn't even really realize it. If you follow on Instagram at Mighty Champions, I can also create whatever color I want for ambiance, for photos of the collection and that sort of thing, which is like, you and I talked about this after we stopped recording. I don't like that. I'm not somebody who sits in a color changing red room, blue room, whatever, and likes that. That's not my vibe. However, Instagram eats it up.
Instagram loves it.
Like, I was like, I have unlocked the secret of how to get further with an Instagram post, and it's simply blue.
Yeah.
Just take the exact same content and make it blue.
I don't know why it's blue, but for some reason blue works.
I don't get it. So if you're wondering why is everything on Mighty Champions blue all of a sudden, it's because that's how people will actually see it.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, it's just a lot more comfortable in here. I did put some effort into the Hulk Shrine. I received my wonderful VHS sealed Incredible Shrinking Hulk.
Yeah.
I did realize immediately I don't have the space in these tiny shelves that I thought would, a lot of the stuff isn't big. It's like, cards and things like that haven't shown up yet. But I am going to ask for my birthday some actual Billy bookcases to get some extreme amount of extra shelf space going on in here, which will only be positives for me, for the listeners, for Target and Walmart and eBay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my head has been at, is like just kind of dialing in the
Dude,
room.
I'm so fired up for that. I feel like once you get, there's going to be, we need a shot of you getting a new bookcase, putting it there, knowing that the Hulk thing with you just like the back facing the camera and you just turning with like with the eyebrow, like blink, blink, like, because it's about to get crazy.
Yeah, it's about to go down.
Dude, I'm fired up.
In other That's So John news, that second Road Dogg order on Walmart that I talked about last week.
Last 2 weeks, right? You've been talking, it's a saga.
Canceled.
Oh, God.
Prepared, on its way, canceled. This time.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Walmart. Oh, I'm gonna continue this Walmart story. Before I do that, I need to let you guys know this show is going to become explicit. Like, I'm gonna start marking it explicit. We're a year into the show. We know who's listening and who's not listening, and I kind of just need to be myself. And so if you do have kids that are listening to the show with you, which I don't think is happening, but if it is, here's your warning right now, today, ongoing. This show will be marked explicit and the content will be explicit. End of warning. Back to Walmart.
Let me also give another I guess warning. It's only going to be one person. It's going to be John. Me, I'm keeping it clean.
Walmart can kiss my ass. God, I hate them. Like, you emailed me and said, do you want this? And I was like, sure. And then they send it and cancel it. Fuck off.
Dude, you are in a toxic relationship.
God, it's the only way to get it. Unless you pay triple on eBay.
But you don't even really want that figure, though.
I want the two together. I have the Billy Gunn. It's like math, bro. Like, it's hard to explain to you because you're not a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess, Iron Fist and Luke Cage.
No, I get it.
They're useless apart from each other. That's not a great example, but like that's how tag teams work.
Yeah.
Together, childhood memories, part of a faction. The aesthetically look better. Separate, they're useless. I don't like them. It's really hard to explain. I desperately want the two of them. I don't want either one of them at all. And like the fact that Walmart is just teasing me like this is pissing me off. And guess what I'm going to do the next time they email me about it? I'm going to order it again.
Reply.
Because it's kind of no harm, no foul. You know what I mean? But it is harm, like mental harm, like financial no harm, no foul.
There's got to be like a weird legal thing where it's like they are really, it's not benefiting them. Maybe there's like a weird thing where maybe they charge your card because you ordered it, and then they get like a percentage of that.
I think it's just it's malpractice. It's a glorious lack of ability to carry out their jobs. That it's a digital algorithm that is noticing what I'm looking at on the app, that is then sending an email. Then an actual human being receives the order at the closest store that shows that it's in stock. Then they can't find it. Then they cancel it. Or it's the delivery driver being like, nah, I'm done for the day. I'm going home. That
happened when I ordered the super colossal Spinosaurus. I was like, that's crazy. This is actually going to happen. And then it was like, your order could not be delivered. Yeah. Sorry. And I'm like, why? And it was like, sorry.
Yeah.
And then I like legitimately the driver just didn't want to do it. And then like the next guy like that's been there for a long time was like, fine, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know?
The other story in That's So John, if you guys are following on Instagram, we didn't talk about it in the news or anything because it happened so fast.
Yeah.
The Sly Stallone shop put up figures called Rocky Superstars, which are Rocky figures that are based on the WWF LJNs, the big rubber guys, that sort of stuff. So it's Rocky, Drago, Apollo, and Clubber Lang. They look amazing. Well, the Clubber Lang leaves a lot to be desired, but part of the group.
Yeah.
The fact that they exist is incredible.
Makes perfect sense, though. I don't know how it doesn't already have been done yet.
How did this not happen?
Yeah.
Well, I think Major really blew up the nostalgia for the big rubber guys. Their success has made a lot of people go, oh, this is a thing again.
Yeah.
And they deserve a lot of credit for that. They were announced, and then they went up for pre-order. And I was like, oh man, they're up for pre-order. And I went to the Sly Stallone shop, which is an amazing website. Saw them, and I was like, oh god, $50 a piece? Like, that's steep.
Yeah.
But then all of them was $175. And I was like, 175 is like more than I care to spend, but I was like, I could probably flip them if I don't love them. Am I going to open them? Where am I going to display them? I'm not really sure, but I want them. I was like, I'm just going to do it. Oh, like, it's steep, but I'm just going to do it, and then I'll figure out the rest later. Well, the 175 plus the shipping plus the tax, they're heavy, right? They're big and heavy. Ended up being about $230.
Dang.
And I was like, okay, put through the order. And then I just sat on it all day. And I was like, I don't want to pay $230 for these.
Yeah.
I was like, I just don't. So then I emailed them today and canceled it. I was like, I can't justify. I want them, but like, man, that's just too rich for something I never planned on owning. And I was like, also $230 is like 4 Jakks Pacific figures. That's like 4 of the actual thing that I'm trying to collect. If I wanted to spend that money on Rocky, I could get those characters.
Yeah, you could have just gone and...
Yeah.
So, that's freaking Hulk items out the yin-yang.
Yeah, so like that's this headspace I'm trying.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in rehab.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like, okay, just focus on the things that you actually collect, not just anything that passes through your point of view.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, you know, they'll probably skyrocket on the aftermarket, and maybe I'll regret canceling it because that's a flippable thing where you could probably double, triple your money.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to put in the initial capital to do that. I'm not a reseller necessarily. Right?
When you know, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's what is so like clear about this, is that it's just, you know, like whenever I'm buying, if I go to a place, like if we're at a toy show, and I'm like, I immediately, when I know, I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm paying already in like 5 minutes or like less than that or whatever. Yeah. But if I'm like holding it or kind of like tap dancing around it, it's like, I probably don't actually want it, you know? So
when it's online, I just don't put that time into the thought process. I just get excited.
Yeah, I think it's a FOMO thing. I think
it's just like it's the kid in me. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why we do this, and it's part of the game. And you get to laugh at me when this stuff happens, and it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
All I can do is try to be better. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying, man. I'm only human. I am only human, man. When you show me jacked, big rubber Rocky figures, like I panicked. I don't know, like. But I also just kind of didn't really expect them to be that expensive. Like, that's kind of wild. When you can only have them shipped, so you have to pay for the shipping, and like
that's crazy.
Heavy
You're
items.
not gonna see them in the wild.
Yeah, like so. All right. Well, should we get into good movies with bad figures?
Let's do it.
Human beings are a disease, and we are the cure. Now,
so you're here to save the world.
everything you know about reality,
So what do you need?
guns, lots of guns, everything you believe about the future
Buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy, because Kansas is going bye-bye.
will be a thing of the past.
No one can be told what the Matrix is.
Whoa.
You have to see it for yourself.
The Matrix.
All right, we've been on this little thread that we've been pulling about, movies and their merchandise and their marketing and their graphics and whether or not the movie is good or the things are bad. So we're going to cover it all on this episode, or at least the ends of the spectrum. And when we're talking about the movies and the figures, we're talking about the figures that were released at the time, the tie-in figures, the initial figures that went with that movie, because most movies have a NECA that's at Target right now, or a Hot Toys, whatever. That doesn't count. We're talking about the line that was released at the time of the release of the movie. So up first, have you ever seen The Matrix?
I saw the first one recently.
Okay.
Like within the last probably 2 years, I think.
Was that your first time seeing it?
It was my first time watching it as like in an adult brain all the way through.
Okay, so obviously the first one is The Matrix. My thought when I rewatched it recently, because I've seen it 100 times, I was day one in the theater. I was obsessed with the franchise. I still love it.
Yeah.
But I watched it and I went, oh, this is like The Godfather to the next generation, where The Godfather had no effect on me because I saw all of the homages that came since.
Exactly.
And I would imagine The Matrix probably had a similar effect on you. Is that like, oh, I've already seen everything this influenced.
I remember seeing clips of it when I was younger. Again, back in the day where it was like, when the full-grown man attacks my family, I will be the one to stand and fight. And the amount of like, I'm bending over, backwards to dodge the bullets in the pool. Yeah. Like, that was everything.
So you knew of it.
I knew of it. It was like a thing. I just wasn't allowed to watch it. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch it.
What's your take on just the marketing, the details, the look, the vibe of that movie? Like, you kind of just talking on it. Dude, in 1999, nothing what could have been cooler than binary code and leather. Dude, like, the glasses, the trench coats. That Blade, I think, started that. But The Matrix kicked it into another level where everything on planet Earth, including X-Men, became black leather and just guns because of The Matrix. Yeah. I still think it's cool, that neon green binary.
So that, I think, I think they were the one to kick off like an actual like aesthetic of like a design, which was like that kind of, hacker
school shooter.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, every fat guy from here to Georgia was wearing a trench coat and sunglasses. Like, I never even understood that, but I remember seeing guys.
My best friend in junior high and high school, before this movie even came out, was rocking the long trench coat. And he had the long bowl cut. He went with me to get a haircut one time. And he walks into the barbershop. Old school barbershop. He walks in, the barbers stop what they're doing, look at him, go, what, you got Uzis in there? This is before The Matrix.
Because that was during the time of like the school, the first school.
Columbine?
Yeah.
It was before that.
Okay.
It's just the uniform.
Yeah, you look like, I was going to say, like, the one guy I remember who used to walk around Bastrop, Texas when I lived there, he would only walk. He would walk with a staff, but then occasionally he'd have a samurai sword on his hip.
Okay, the toys. N2 Toys, who lasted from 1999 when they made the Matrix figures until 2002.
When the last Matrix.
And they were created by somebody from Hasbro who just wanted to get another job and started N2 Toys. And I commend anybody who bets on themselves, but it just didn't last. Like, it didn't work out. The figures, we'll skip the 12 inches and all that stuff and just talk about the main line. All of these that we're going to talk about are kind of tough to judge because you have to consider when they were made, right? But in 1999, like, you're in the middle of like the Toy Biz Marvel era, that sort of stuff. They're just sort of not there. You don't have the technology to make them look like the actors. The packaging is cool, and they do resemble Agent Smith and Cypher and Neo and stuff, but this is the one that I had that I just sold, the Neo, and it's basically just a big goopy rubber. What you see in the movies doesn't really translate to toys, really, because they're so black and just they're not toys. They're not toyetic. The Matrix doesn't lend itself to toys, and these are a bad.
I think if you tried to do it today, you could.
It would still be like Agent Smith's
like
just a guy in a suit. Yeah, John Wick doesn't translate to toys either.
Yeah, so this, I think, falls in that perfect category of adult toys. Like, this was like the adult side.
They were trying to be McFarlane.
Yeah,
they were trying to be in the realm of McFarlane, and they weren't. They fell short. They're pretty rough. Like, if you look at them now, it's not something that many people are trying to go back
Yeah,
for.
I don't know if there's a market for it at all.
Yeah. The next movie, one of my favorites, I made the list, so it's in the category of good movies. I think it was critically panned, but I think a lot of people have discovered it lately and been like, wait, this is good. Demolition Man. 1993. Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes. Have you ever seen it?
This is the one with is Sandra Bullock in it?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen parts of this.
We've talked about it before. It is the basis of the Beret story.
The Beret. God tier. God tier.
The marketing, the material, the aesthetic was like pretty cool-ish. Nothing like crazy memorable. But the figures from Mattel didn't use that look from the movie. They used Rambo. It's like red letters written in fire. Like in other countries, this movie is called Rambo the Destroyer in like Turkey.
Whoa.
So the figures are basically trying to piggyback off of Rambo. Like, you can tell by the card art. And they're just, that movie doesn't do the like, oh, let's make Blast Attack Phoenix and Battle Hook Mr. Friendly. The movie has nothing that suggests that this would make a kid-friendly Kenner-esque, like it's Mattel, but these are definitely Kenner-esque, like, you know, combat cannon Spartan and all this kind of stuff. Like, it doesn't look like what you saw in the movie in any way, shape, or form. The characters, the card art, like, this is another one that
kind of looks like Sylvester.
Yeah, like
the
likeness of like the head sculpts is like relatively okay, but the design, the aesthetic, it doesn't have anything to do with the movie. It doesn't look like the cover of the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The poster of the movie. It does not look like it comes from the same thing, which is just like kind of odd. And another one where no one's going back in time to to view this.
Right.
All right, this is a big one. The year is 2000. I am a sophomore/junior in high school. VHSs are out. DVDs are in. I am at family Thanksgiving, and I have brought with me the first DVD that I have ever purchased.
Wow.
And I'm trying to explain to my aunt why she needs to make the change, and she's going, I don't see it. And that is X-Men.
Crazy.
The OG X-Men. Amazing aesthetic. Like that blue, silver, steel, metal, Cerebro, closed door look that they kind of put on everything as like a background. And then the characters in the foreground, primarily Logan in leather and like all that. Like very, very cool aesthetic that still looks really cool to me.
Yes.
I actually watched like the first half hour of it the other day because it came on after I finished X-Men 97. And it just hits me so hard. Like the way that movie looks, it's not as good of a movie as you remember.
Yeah.
But it still just looks so good. 2000, how old are you?
I am,
Like 6?
no, I think
7?
I'm 8.
8?
Yeah, born in 92, yeah.
So,
And as I think I told a story about this, but I was like, again, obsessed with X-Men and Wolverine, and I wanted to watch this movie so bad, and like a couple of my friends had already seen it, but my parents had to watch it first to make sure it was appropriate, and I was so mad, dude. And I remember also the day that I got told that I wasn't allowed to watch it was I had peanut butter Captain Crunch, and it came with like a Rice Krispie treat that I was like, I saw it in there first, and I snagged it and put it in my pocket, and I savored it all day long because I was fat. And I remember my dad was like, "Nah, unfortunately, Christian, you can't. It's just too inappropriate." I remember crying my eyes out, just being like,
bad for you,
"Please, can I watch it, please?" And so my first experiencing watching it was with my mom with her finger on the remote trigger, essentially pointing it at the TV, just waiting for if they were going to kiss too passionately, it's cover your eyes. If they were going to, like, you know, say the like 3 cuss words or whatever in the movie, my mom muted it.
God dang, dude. Household 2 Puritan for X-Men.
Yeah.
So,
but eventually I got to watch it. And,
Yeah.
You know, obviously it was amazing for me.
The figures are something of legend on the show. We bring them up all the time. They're at absolutely every toy store. They're at absolutely every toy con. They were made in ludicrous numbers, and they are available for $5 at every table.
I love it.
And honestly, I'm in two minds of this. Are they bad? Do they belong on this list of good movies with bad figures? Absolutely. Do I love them and want them?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. Because, like, it's just that much nostalgia, dude. The Jean Grey that comes with frickin' wet senator or whatever, that's awful.
Yeah.
I love it in the movie, though. I need it.
Again, with this toy, I was going over to, like, look at these toys in particular at KB Toys. And because she's got chest cleavage, my mom was like, try to look over here.
Dude, I want to meet your mom so bad.
I will never want to bring this up in my life, dude.
I want to meet your mom so bad. Like, has she calmed down? Like, obviously you're a grown man, but like, do you bring this stuff up to her now?
Yeah, I think I did bring up the Lord of the Rings Two Towers story recently because my sisters were there, about how her basically climbing over 2 rows of people to tell me to shut my eyes during this
in the theater,
the Dead Marsh scene in the Two Towers, and I basically grabbed my eyes open and held it, even though it was scary.
Playing defense.
I was like, she was like, Christian, oh my God, close your eyes, in front of the entire theater, and I just sat there, and I remember my friend I could see him in the corner of my eye, just looking at me.
Oh my God, dude. I want to meet your mom so bad because I'll bring all of this up.
Please don't.
All of it.
But that day I did walk away with, let me see if they got it on here. It was the Cyclops in the, let's see if they have it.
In the year 2000, Toy Biz figures just weren't like super great, like from a just technology standpoint. But like this Logan, the outfit he has on in that movie with like the flannel, the denim, and the leather is iconic as iconic gets, and the figure looks like what he was wearing. Like, it's a bad figure, but it's an accurate bad figure, and I love it.
Dude, so I walked away that day with the Cyclops civilian, where he's wearing like a leather jacket and he's got the hat on and stuff. I think he actually I thought he wore a trench coat. Maybe that's in X-Men 2, but yeah, that figure was sick because he had a little thing on the back of his head where if you shined a light through it, his eyes would light up.
And it's a weird thing because, like, the X-Men costumes, I don't like them. I didn't like them then. I found it, like, aggressive towards the audience how far away from what we wanted it was. But it's that Matrix effect. You know what I'm saying? And the figures look like what they look like in the movie, and I love the movie. So it's a real weird thing, but they are bad figures that I want, is basically where I would put
they have terrible articulation. They only move in the elbows and the knees, and then, like, that's about it. Yep. So.
Up next, one of my favorite movies ever. First time seeing it was on a class trip in junior high on the back of a seat in a bus. Mission Impossible, the OG first Mission Impossible. My favorite actor ever, Tom Cruise. The thing that launched one of the greatest action series of all time. Endlessly rewatchable for me. The first movie is probably like the 4th or 5th best movie at this point, but still very, very good and watchable. The toys, however, in 1996 from Tradewinds Toys, ever heard of them? Is brutal. The Tradewinds Toys, they've made one thing.
That, right?
which is that.
It was like a toy distribution company that decided to, I think we looked it up when you did your pitch to Hasbro.
And I'll never stop talking about how there needs to be a full line of Mission Impossible figures.
Yeah.
Like, that is just money waiting to be printed. But yeah, the Mission Impossible Tradewinds toy line is essentially just a bunch of different versions of Ethan Hunt. Not really any of the other characters, really. The likeness is terrible, famously so that Tom Cruise has not had figures since, because he was like that disturbed by them. And my theory is that him and I need to sit down and talk, because then I can explain to him modern technology and how far toys have come. I'm guessing his circle has not talked to him about this.
Hey Tom, there's a guy. He's outside your house. He actually just climbed over the fence.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Everybody relax. This next one, probably a little bit controversial, because it has a sect of fans, the figures I mean. They're very expensive. Very, very expensive, because they're rare and because they represent toy history. And we've brought up this story, but I'll bring it up again. The movie is Dick Tracy. A classic. Another one that isn't as good as you remember it. But it is still a classic. Side story. My aunt asks me what I want for birthday. I'm obsessed with Dick Tracy because the aesthetic and the marketing was so heavy on this movie and worked so well on me at 7 years old that I didn't realize that talking video watches were not a thing in 1990 and wouldn't be a thing until 2017 or whatever. My aunt asks me what I want for my birthday. I tell her I need the talking video Dick Tracy watch. She also doesn't know that it doesn't exist, and she sets out to find it.
Amazing.
And she felt so bad that she went to so many stores and she couldn't find it because it's 1990.
It reminds me of like when Toby's leaving and Michael Scott's like, we want to have a celebration because he hates Toby or whatever, and then he tells Phyllis, who's planning the party, he's like, I want an anti-gravity machine like in Willy Wonka, and then she's like calling the Yellow Pages like, do you guys have an anti-gravity? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, basically the exact same thing.
She was like, we have antidepressant, and then Phyllis is like, okay.
Man, I love my Aunt Debbie more than anybody who's ever lived, and this lady was out in these streets trying to find me talking video watch.
So I have this weird thing that I feel like just got unlocked today, but I remember watching this. I need to rewatch this movie. I feel like I've only ever seen like the first, like...
I'd be interested to see what you think of it now. I could see a world where you're like, I just really love the
I would love the aesthetic and stuff, like the noir component. But all I remember is the kid being like, "When do we eat? When do we eat?
Yeah.
When do we eat?"
Which was like when you are a kid, that was classic.
Yeah,
dude. That came
I
up
thought
all
it was
the
hilarious.
time on the schoolyard.
But I remember that me and my sisters were laughing about some kid that either played soccer with us or maybe that we saw at the playground who looked like Flat Top, and that's what the reference we made. We were like, he looks like the guy from Dick Tracy or whatever. Anyway.
The figures, 1990, made by Playmates. Playmates, obviously most famous for the Ninja Turtles. The figures look familiar because they're absolutely just repainted, retooled Ninja Turtles.
That's crazy.
The dimensions, the way that they stand, they look like they blend in with your Turtles collection.
Yeah.
They do represent the movie. They're just like, it's a weird thing. They're bad because the character designs are weird, but they're also really sought after and really expensive. Specifically, Blank, which is a big focal point in the movie. And I've told this story on the podcast before, but we have a lot of new listeners recently. So one of the characters in the movie is called Blank. There's a Blank figure. And if you take off the blank face, it reveals that the character underneath it is Madonna's character in the movie. This figure was released before the movie was released. So the figure is a spoiler before the term spoiler is even a thing, that Madonna is Blank in the movie, which is like the Luke, I'm your father moment of Dick Tracy. So this figure is really sought after now because of that lore that's attached to it.
Crazy.
That it is a spoiler that was on the shelves at Toys R Us, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The next one and last good movie with a bad figure, and I think this is a good movie. I think most people who have seen it like the movie. I don't know if it was critically acclaimed, but certainly audiences love it. The Mummy. Awesome. It's another one I need to go back and rewatch because I haven't seen it in forever. I know that Brendan Fraser's having like his resurgence at the moment as like a dramatic actor and stuff, which I love. I just like Brendan Fraser. But
So watch this without the permission of my parents.
Oh.
The they at the church that we went to, they had like a TV VCR combo thing in like an office room.
Rich.
And no, I'm like having this, dude. But it was like this. It was like a one that you would have at like a school where they'd roll the TV in, and somebody had the Mummy. And they were watching it, and I remember being in there and then just being like, I don't...
scared?
And I'm like, well, I was just like, I knew I wasn't allowed to watch it. So I remember...
What's in it that you're not allowed to watch?
I mean, it's just like PG-13. It's graphic. It's got scary stuff. And like, there were things in there that freaked me out. Because I remember watching it like on the floor thinking like, you know, any noise that I heard, I thought it was my parents or something like that. Yeah. So I'd jump up and go, like, hit pause or turn it off or whatever.
Your mom's going to bust through the door like the Kool-Aid man and be like, no scarabs.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It was the bugs, dude. The bugs were kind of horrifying where it's like, you know, crawling under the people's skin and stuff. Like,
it ruled.
So I remember seeing that at that age and just being like, I can watch this. I'm okay. And then just being terrified by it. Yeah. So.
The Figures, 1998, produced by Toy Island, my favorite toy company, your favorite toy company, Toy Island, who made the Mummy figures and nothing ever again.
Wow.
A little bit of a similar thing to The Matrix in the sense that just a guy wearing sand-colored adventure clothes isn't really toyetic. The packaging doesn't really have the marketing that the movie has. Like, other than the logo, it's like black carding. The Mummy has a really cool aesthetic. The poster for the movie has a really cool aesthetic, and this card doesn't follow the same design. And then, like, the Mummy itself and, like, that kind of stuff is kind of, like, a little too scary for like, toys that are being marketed to little kids.
Dude, the Mummy, the Tomb electronic reanimation playset, that's kind of sick. That's scary.
Yeah.
It's got Brendan Fraser's character, and he's got, like, he's got a 12-gauge shotgun, and then there's just, like, a zombie mummy.
Yeah, but, like, the box is trash. Like, it's just black and says Mummy on it, so I could see why this didn't go anywhere.
Dude, it looks like they did it in, like, Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, it's brutal. The figures are kind of like just whatever. It just so happens that this is not really a toyetic movie to make toys of, and then the card art is awful. I've never even seen these at, like, toy shows.
Yeah, I've never seen it either. They did, like, 12-inch versions also.
Yeah. I think it was a law that if you were making a movie toy, you had to do a 12-inch version as well. I think that was like written in the stars at the time. But yeah, those are the good movies with bad figures. Get at us at Mighty Champions. Argue whether or not they're good. Did you like the figures? Do you collect the figures? Got any others that you want to add to the list? But right now, let's get to the news.
New at 11, buyer beware. A local family is outraged over a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy that they bought for their son. It says a variety of phrases, but the family believes one of them includes a swear word that starts with a B.
Full disclosure, we are recording a little earlier than we normally would, so the news might be a little behind. You might have seen some big, crazy stories coming out since we recorded, but here's what we've got as of right now. So we're going to kick it off with a G.I. Joe Classified that was the render reveal was shown off. This is going to be a Comic-Con thing, and that is announced by the man himself, the only living G.I. Joe that can announce his own figure. There's another Sergeant Slaughter, and he comes with the Triple T vehicle. To me, this is pretty huge news because Sergeant Slaughter in the Triple T vehicle was like the thing in the Real American Hero line. So they're finally getting around to it in the Classified line. I think it looks awesome. Sergeant Slaughter, like, I think there's probably a lot of people out there that don't need a fourth Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah.
This one looks pretty cool, though. He's another one of those things where his look appeals to me so hard. And he comes with, like, the leather, like, tank pilot hat, like which replaces his like drill sergeant hat. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty cool release. No price yet. My prediction is $107,000. Like, this thing is going to be so expensive, dude. But, like, I think it looks really cool. Sticking with Hasbro, there is some... these are coming to Walmart CollectorCon next week, or I guess as this episode drops, this week is CollectorCon. There are some new clone troopers in the Star Wars Black Series, Dogma and Hardcase. I'm not really a clone saga guy, but if you are building out those clone armies, then obviously you need these.
Yeah.
So that's that. Jumping over to McFarlane, you and I haven't talked about this at all. Man, McFarlane can show off the worst stuff you've ever seen and stuff that just makes you go, oh my God, they've done it.
Yeah.
This is the latter. These are Comic-Con show exclusives, so I think you can only get these in person at Comic-Con.
Wow.
But they showed off Red Hood from the movie Under the Red Hood.
Oh, is that really?
Yeah, and it looks exceptional, dude.
Yeah.
And notice, guns.
Yep.
Comes with guns. Is that the first McFarlane that comes with guns?
No, they started doing it after, I think, like the Sergeant Fury or whatever, like didn't come with any guns.
Oh,
And
as like a response to the backlash.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, that shiny red helmet with the gray armor and like black fatigues and the guns, like it looks, which by the way, best animated Batman movie, Under the Red Hood. One of the best Batman movies.
Yes.
The best Robin movie.
For sure.
So that Red Hood looks, dude, if I was collecting McFarlane, that would be, I would be buying a ticket to San Diego.
Yeah.
I would be there for that. They also showed off a Kilowog, the one we've all been waiting for. It's not a movie. It's just the Kilowog that you see when you close your eyes.
I think they've done one before, but this might have a different suit or maybe a different head sculpt or something like that.
I think it's not from, I think it's just comic book Kilowog.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It looks awesome, and I love Kilowog. He's like probably my favorite
great.
Green Lantern. Then they showed also the Blue Lantern, Jon Stewart.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Which I'm not familiar with that story, but if you're, a Green Lantern completist, then that's something that would be required. And then the White Lantern, Kyle Rayner, which, again, that's the story, dude. You got to have it. Looks like... The fact that they're like, here's the ones you've been wanting and you can only get them in San Diego is a little bit infuriating.
I'm sure they'll come out after.
I don't know, man. This one is right up your street. The Question. What do you think about it?
I do like it. I feel, I have to go back and look, but I don't know if they've even done a classic The Question yet. I have to look.
Is this not a classic?
I mean, it is, but I just am a huge fan of like the blue suit with the yellow shirt underneath.
Yeah. The like called Dick Tracy kind of vibes.
I just like that way more. So I feel like the last time they did The Question, he was in the Heath Ledger Joker outfit that they just repainted. So it made it easy for me not to like want to miss it. That one looks a lot better because he's not wearing the Heath Ledger, but it does look very cool though.
Yeah. Jumping over to the wrestling space, not a lot going on because like we keep talking about, Comic-Con is around the corner, so I would imagine that next episode is going to be through the roof wrestling stuff, but Major had some major announcements this week. First and foremost, I knew this was going to happen the minute that Mick Foley said, I'm done with my WWE deal. My brain went, Matt Cardona's on the phone right now. And they acted as fast as they possibly could, and they have announced Cactus Jack Big Rubber guys coming from Major. Not one, but two, and not a repaint, two different Cactus Jacks. One in like the, Bang Bang, it looks cool because it's a more jacked version, which I think the Big Rubber guys should be. With the classic Cactus Jack wanted dead shirt, and his tongue going through his missing teeth. It looks so good. But the variant bloody Cactus Jack with the shirt as the background and the Barbie, the name of his barbed wire covered baseball bat that comes with it, and like it's a different figure. It's not a repaint. Major is killing it with these Big Rubber guys, and Cactus Jack I think will probably be their like biggest selling one. I bet if it hasn't sold out already, that it is going to in short order. Oh, it goes up for pre-order the day this episode drops, so it hasn't pre-ordered yet. It'll sell out instantaneously. So if you're hearing this on Monday, you're interested in it, get over there. It is 10 a.m. Eastern time is when that goes up. They also showed off a Warlord, which is one of the most recent Hasbros I got is the Warlord. What you talk about toyetic, like a gigantic jacked dude wearing like armor and like a half metal helmet.
Yeah, it's sick.
It's just cool, man. It's just cool, and again, they have executed it flawlessly. All right, it's that time of the season where the Mattel DC stuff is now happening. It is They're putting out new product. Batman and Clayface, as of recording, up on Amazon. They look like a collection now. You now have a core Batman. You now have a Clayface. This is the kids' line, but man, if they never put out a collector's line, these would suffice. I think like the packaging is cool. The figures are cool. You have a gray and black Batman now and a Clayface. Like you can start building out collections already, and they've only been on shelves for like 2 months.
Right.
And we haven't even seen the adult line yet. Like every day that goes by, I get more and more excited.
I hope we actually see something.
Comic-Con is gonna. If you think there's not gonna be massive reveals coming from Mattel about DC's adult collector line, that's gonna steal the show. That's gonna be the headline. Like, mark my words. Next Monday when our episode drops, the title probably will have to do with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Jazzwares Won't Die. Another, not a reveal. We knew this figure was coming, but I thought it might have gotten canceled because of their death, but they didn't die. Is the Darby Allin with the flamethrower, which I made a custom of and looked pretty good, but now they're putting out the real thing. That is going, that's available now. That is ready to order on Jazzwares Vault. So if you need that pink fur coat Darby Allin with a flamethrower, like, it doesn't get really more toyetic than a guy with his face painted that's got a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Like, an amazing moment in wrestling history, and you can own it. Of course, Jada was not going to go ignored. They put out their, I guess, Player 3 2-pack of Guile and M. Bison. That's going to be at CollectorCon starting on Friday the 24th. And it's like the red Guile and the blue M. Bison. I think the first 2-pack? No. They had Comic-Con exclusive 2-packs last year. But yeah, another just incredible release from Jada. Jada don't miss. Super 7, we don't talk about them much.
Yeah.
They showed off their 1966 Batmobile. It's about 13 inches long and, has some like play features to it, but it's also kind of a replica. Looks really good. If I know anything about Super 7 vehicles, it'll probably be $300 because that's what the Thunder Tank was. It's smaller than a Thunder Tank, so maybe $200. Super 7's gonna Super 7, bro.
Wow.
NECA, which we also haven't talked about a lot recently, at least not positively. Those clothed Batmans are hideous. They showed off an Ed 209 from RoboCop.
That was sick looking.
Bro, if this makes it to sitting on the shelf at Target for 6 years, I might be compelled to grab one of these because it says in honor of the 39th anniversary of RoboCop. I guess we're celebrating 39th anniversaries now. But it makes sounds. It's like, I'm like, that's cool, dude. I might have to put that with my NECA RoboCop.
Yeah, that looks sick.
This one I wanted to get your thoughts on. Did you see the Collector's Series Power Rangers?
Yeah, that one looks very, very cool.
Are you getting them?
I don't know. Again, it's modern, but they're like super eye-catching.
I think that they're cool. I'm glad they exist. I'm glad that the Re-Ignition is like kind of taking off in other directions. I think they have that thing where, who else does this? They look like robots because the joints or the cuts of the articulation don't line up, if that makes sense. Like if you look at the thighs, like the lower thigh is bigger than the upper thigh, and so then it looks like a person wearing a suit of armor.
Yeah, I think they're also like, the flip head Power Rangers Mighty Morphin, they're like $10. These are probably going to be $10 also. So they're like cheaper figures that have the look, that kind of have a classic feel to it. But yeah, you're right. Like they're not, I mean, look at the hands. Like the hands don't really have much freedom.
But they're in the Re-Ignition line. They also showed off 6-inch articulated Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with the power transfer pack. Have you seen this?
Oh yeah.
So they have the Black Ranger, Green Ranger, and Red Ranger, and then the whatever the shoulder armor thing, which represents who is the boss at the time. That's their Infinity Gauntlet. And those are like Mattel looking, like 6-inch articulated, the standard of the era that we live in, the basis of what it is that we talk about type of figure.
Yeah.
Those got me pumped up. And I was like, man, I need to find a way to become a bigger Power Rangers fan because these figures look so good.
Yeah, I mean, like that would be everything we've always wanted, which is like the best ones come in a box together. Like that's an easy way to get the coolest ones.
And those are on shelves.
Yeah,
like
exactly. They're going to be at Walmart. They're going to
people are finding that.
Yeah.
The other thing that Playmates announced this week is that they're going to have a Kickstarter starting in August, and they're doing the Dragon Zord and the Megazord. Both.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That's
they're
cool.
going to have connecting Megazords and then the Green Ranger Power Zord. Like, and Kickstarter is a great way to do that because that's just not going to go on shelves. So, like, if you want that, go support it because, like, holy crap, is that cool.
Yeah.
But I think Kickstarter is the way to go. For sure. What else do we got? Boss Fight Studios and their... Is this Epic Hacks? Yeah, they got a Red Sonja in the Epic Hacks. It's another one that, like, Red Sonja to me is in the same Rocketeer and the Shadow, and like there's, I guess, people who care. You know what it is. I don't know anybody that collects it.
Yeah,
but it looks cool. She's wearing the kind of Captain America style, like chainmail scales. All right, yeah. It looks good. It's a well-made figure. Mondo teased last week, but revealed this week their Deadpool, and it is a doozy. Before I kind of went through the slides, I was like, why isn't this advertised as X-Men 97? And it actually comes with the Wolverine pillow and like all that kind of wacky stuff. Multiple heads, the little unicorn stuffy, the framed photo, a dozen hands, swords, all that kind of stuff. And then it actually is in an X-Men animated series box. So not X-Men 97, but X-Men animated series. Wait, is it? Or is this just... No, yeah, it is. It's all marked up like the legends are to make it look like he took Wolverine out of the box and put himself in it.
Yeah.
In the bed. Very cool. Very cool release from Mondo. Hopefully that one is not $4 million and people will actually like get it and like it and love it because it's incredibly cool. Okay, let's do our now weekly segment of what got sold at Hakes Auctions. Last week we talked about the Obi-Wan Kenobi 12-back, which is AFA graded at 85, was on the site. Well, it sold. Now take a guess at what it sold for?
Well, I can't remember what it was going for. It was like $13K or something like that.
It sold for $105,000.
That's crazy.
105, 182 for the 85 graded 12-back Obi-Wan.
That's insane, man.
Yep.
Like who? I wish they would post the person who bought it.
In comparison, so that was 105,000. This is only 84,370. A 0.5 graded Superman 1. Not Action Comics, but Superman 1.
Wow.
0.5, which I would imagine is simply the cover.
Yeah.
Like I bet the rest of it isn't even there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's so the Obi-Wan went for more than that.
Crazy.
Which is wild. And then the last thing, a world record. This is an 80, AFA graded 80. It's just the card back for the proof card for the Star Wars coin went for 21,000. Just the card, just a like
in the world.
Yeah, just a like test card went for
crazy.
$21,000. Wild stuff. Head over to Hake's Auctions, get yourself some monster collectibles. Did you have any other news you want to talk about?
That's it.
All right, let's get into the bad movies with good figures.
The adventure is here. The action is here. And the power is on. The great summer adventure. A white-knuckle ride with a sci-fi edge. Power Rangers, the movie. Rated PG. Now playing at theaters only.
All right, this one might cause some arguments. Something that everyone needs to understand is just because you like a movie doesn't make the movie good. And just because you don't like a movie doesn't make it bad. We're going off the consensus critical, the critical response at the time is kind of what I'm judging off of here. And I'm a pretty good judge of it. I spend a lot of time looking at reviews. The first one, which we won't spend a great deal of time on the toys because we talk about it a lot. Your Baby, 1998 Godzilla. It's a bad movie, bro. That you love.
God, these figures are amazing.
But the figures, okay, so like we've been doing, the aesthetic, the marketing, the art, the posters, epic.
Yes.
So good. Like, convinced everyone that they needed to see that movie in 1998. The cups, the post, like all that stuff. And then these 1998 Trendmasters figures. Have you actually looked at like a checklist?
I'm looking at now because I was like, most of it what I do is just on eBay, but I should look at an actual checklist because there are some that I remember from when I was younger that I haven't been able to find.
Yeah.
So this is probably the way to do it.
Yeah, that neon green, the eyeball, all that stuff. Like in the figures, Trendmasters did a great job of translating the poster, the art, the aesthetic, the design onto the toys. Like, and it looks great, dude. Just that eyeball is so iconic, especially on the stuff that's in a square box. The vehicles and the play sets looks a little bit better than like the bubble figures do.
Yeah.
But it all looks really, really good. I get exactly why there's a huge aftermarket.
Yeah.
Looks just so cool. And if you are of the age like you are, then of course.
Dude.
Like, of course. Again, we're not going to spend a ton of time on this one because it's kind of been the topic for like a couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
But the Hulk and the Incredible Hulk. Amazing art, amazing design, amazing aesthetic. Really, really good toys from Toy Biz. Like, really, really good toys.
So Incredible Hulk is actually Hasbro. It's 2008.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry.
So those actually I don't think were that good. I remember buying them at the time and being like, something's off about it. Little did I know that Toy Biz wasn't doing it.
That's like a personal preference thing because you had been so in love with what Toy Biz did. So the change.
Well, they were smaller too. The
Yeah.
scale of the Hulk, I remember being like, I can't play with this with any of my other toys because
I think if we were ranking them, the Toy Biz are better for sure.
For sure.
But like that art, the cut, the box, like the presentation, I guess is the word I've been searching for this whole time, is still really, really good. I'm going to buy those figures and put them in my shrine.
Yes.
I'm not going to play with any of them at all, but and then the next one, I think this is a good movie. I love this movie. I think it was 20 years too early when it was released, and that if it was released in probably like 2003 instead of 93, that people would have received it the way that it was meant to be received. Last Action Hero. People think it's a bad movie. It got called a bad movie, but it had the most money at the time that any Arnold Schwarzenegger movie had ever had put into marketing.
Wow.
It was like the first movie he was in with Slurpee cups and posters and like the whole marketing power behind it, and that included action figures.
That's crazy. I haven't finished it, but I wonder if it's because people thought it was because it was like, oh, we're making fun of the tropes that are actually happening now.
That's the problem, is that you can't satirize something that's still taking place.
Still happening.
You can't have the figurehead of the movement mocking the movement during the movement.
Yeah.
That didn't add up.
And maybe people thought it was going to be like an action-packed, like...
Yeah, I think people felt swerved.
Yeah.
And if you watch it now, and you're like you and I, and you're a huge fan of Naked Gun and Scary Movie, and you go, oh, this is that for kids. And I adore it. I think it's one of my top favorite movies, I think, ever, because I'm an action fan.
Dude, the kid is like you, basically.
The kid is me. He's a bloodthirsty action. Like it's, I love it. And the figures, they may or may not be good. I think they're pretty decent, and they represent it really well, and the card art is really good, and they are sought after now.
Yeah.
That... they're Mattel, but they have a Kenner vibe in the right way, as opposed to Demolition Man, same year, I think. What was that? Demolition Man, yeah, same year. It's almost the same thing, but that movie isn't really necessarily aimed at kids. I think it even has like nudity and stuff in it.
Yeah.
It's like a hard R, and doesn't really translate. You know what I mean? Same company making the figures, same year, same like approach. For whatever reason, the Last Action Hero ones work. And I might even consider a collection somewhere down the road once space opens up. Kind of an interesting dynamic between those two movies that came out at the exact same time. But yeah, if you have not gone back and rewatched Last Action Hero, I suggest it. It makes more sense today to make fun of that genre than it did at the time. Weird stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Up next on the bad movie list, Christian's already shaking his head. Small Soldiers.
I think people will woefully disagree with you that this is a bad movie.
I just said one of my favorite movies is a bad movie, so they can disagree with me all they want. Go look at the rating. Just because you like it doesn't make it good. The figures are dope. The figures are better than the movie. Like all of the ones on this list. The figures are... I wish they were represented in the movie. I wish they were like their characteristics were more conveyed. Instead, they were just sort of like pull string, even when they were alive. You know, but
ish.
1998 Kenner. Like again, when we did the episode, I totally forgot that they were Kenner. Like Kenner nailed it. Yeah. And even when we go to toy shows and stuff, when I see them, they catch my attention. I go, man, that's just cool.
Not cheap.
Not cheap.
Not cheap.
Not cheap. Much like Godzilla, same year even. There's a sect of people that are just like, this is my thing. Mm-hmm. That episode did really well for us, which I was shocked by. Okay, last to be fully discussed. I decided today I'm going to go rewatch this movie because I haven't seen it in absolutely ages, and the aesthetic of the movie and inside the movie and the toys is just like calling my name.
Bro, just looking at some of these. Oh.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. 1995, Bandai. These figures, dude, of like, not just like the classic, helmeted Power Rangers, but like the Ninjettis. Oh my God, what an amazing look. And like the Power Rangers being like shiny.
The metallic look.
Metallic.
Oh, so good. Not cheap. Not cheap.
No, not cheap at all. The packaging is dope. This is like the peak of the Mighty Morphin era.
Yeah. The 10-inch or the 8-inch figs are amazing.
That's why I put them on the list, dude, is that box where the corner of the box is centered on the figure. What a display it must look like to have all of those together. God. Like, yeah, and not cheap at all. That for whatever reason, man, Power Rangers just work better in a larger scale.
Yeah.
They're just better the bigger they get. Mm-hmm. Like, can't explain it. It's just a law of physics.
It's just like it almost captures like what like Jingle All the Way with
Turbo Man.
It has like a feel like that where it just is like, you're like, yeah!
Some stuff is just supposed to be bigger. Yeah. Like we talked about it when I started collecting the Justice League 12-inch Mattels. I never cared about, that's one of my favorite shows in the history of fiction, and I never cared about the figures at all until I saw them in 12-inch form and went, these are supposed to be big.
Yeah.
Then they're better. I think Power Rangers has that same energy to me, like bigger is better. Yeah. It just is. And other stuff like if you showed me a 12-inch wrestling figure, I wouldn't want that at all. 6-inch scale is like a religion to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough to explain. Maybe this
Yeah.
is an episode someday of like why and when is that like better?
Yeah, that makes.
I don't.
That's a good
I don't
point.
really have answers.
Yeah.
Like I kind of just like it just is what it is. Okay, and then last thing on the list, this is not a toy, but I feel like it's worth mentioning. It's probably the biggest discrepancy between the badness of the movie and the goodness of the video game. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Like, you guys may not be aware of this. The X-Men Origins Wolverine PS3 game is like $200 on eBay.
Yeah.
Highly, highly sought after because it's so much better than the movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's a like R-rated version of it. It's escaping me right now what that's called. Extreme or something like that, where it's like bloody.
Yeah.
Super, super bloody. Basically the upcoming game before that.
Yeah.
The movie is god-awful.
Yeah.
It's on my hated movie list, which only has 12 movies on it.
Wow.
That's on there, dude.
Wow.
I hate that movie.
I remember feeling kind of ill after I watched it because I was like,
Like, I love Batman and Robin. I can watch that god-awful movie and have a great time watching that bad movie.
yeah.
X-Men Origins Wolverine just makes me mad. I just get, but that game
The game.
is you get to go through the whole Weapon X process, and you get to like play out the scenes in the movie. Only it's cool.
Yeah.
Like amazing,
Super violent. Like,
Yeah.
super graphic.
yeah. Love. Honorable mention to Hulk also. 2003 Hulk. Great game.
Oh, yeah.
Great game. And Ultimate Destruction is Hulk 2. It's the sequel to the game of the movie.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. The more you know.
The more you know. That's crazy.
All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you for spending some time with us. We appreciate you. Make sure you're subscribed to the show. Make sure you drop a review, because if you made it this far, obviously you like us. A lot of people have been going back and listening to binging other episodes. We've had a big influx of new people. We appreciate you. If you're new, if you're old, if you've been here for a long time or a short time, thank you very much for making us a part of your day. And we will catch you guys for the San Diego Comic-Con Spectacular next week. Peace.